Plato, a legacy forged in thought and turmoil. Early life, born into privilege, shaped by chaos. Plato, originally named Aristocles, was born in 427 BCE in Athens to an aristocratic family. His father Ariston traced lineage to kings, and his mother Perictione was related to the famed lawgiver Solon. It was a world of nobility, poetry, and politics, but also one rife with instability. Athens, once a glittering beacon of democracy, was caught in the aftermath of the Peloponnesian War. Power shifted. Chaos loomed. Plato's youth unfolded in the shadow of civil unrest and moral decay. He was no stranger to privilege, trained in gymnastics, music, and poetry, and groomed for political leadership. But beneath his polished exterior lay a restless thinker, dissatisfied with the corruption he witnessed and curious about life's deeper purpose. Socrates, the encounter that changed everything. Plato's existential awakening came through his encounter with Socrates, the barefoot gadfly of Athens. Socrates didn't write, didn't preach. He asked questions, and he asked them well. Plato fell under his spell. Through Socrates' relentless pursuit of truth, Plato saw how reason could carve clarity from confusion. Socratic dialogue wasn't just discourse, it was a way of life, a method of peeling back layers to reach essential truths. Then came the moment that defined Plato's life. In 399 BCE, Socrates was sentenced to death for corrupting the youth and impiety. Plato was devastated. The injustice was unbearable. He abandoned his political ambitions. Athens had betrayed the man who taught it to think. Plato resolved to seek justice, not in courts or governance, but through ideas. The wanderer, learning across civilizations. After Socrates' death, Plato embarked on a journey of intellectual discovery. He traveled through Italy, Egypt, and the Mediterranean, absorbing mathematics, mysticism, and metaphysics. In Egypt, he studied geometry and astronomy. In Sicily, he met tyrants and tested his political theories, hoping to instill ethical leadership. The experience was sobering. Philosophy, he realized, couldn't easily tame power, but his travels expanded him. He saw how ideas migrated across cultures and how wisdom could transcend borders. Every stop was a lesson, a dialogue with history. The Academy, a home for thought. Returning to Athens, Plato founded the Academy around 387 BCE, one of history's first formal institutions of higher learning. It wasn't just a school, it was a sanctuary for thinkers, a hub for ideas. His academy welcomed mathematicians, scientists, and philosophers, including a brilliant young student named Aristotle. Plato believed that education was a moral imperative. Real learning wasn't memorization, it was remembering the eternal truths buried deep within us. His teaching methods revolved around dialectic, rigorous debate, critical inquiry, and imaginative thought. The written legacy, dialogues that endure. Plato never wrote dry treatises. His works were dialogues, vivid philosophical dramas starring Socrates and other minds. They invited readers into living conversations, challenging them to think. His most iconic works include The Republic, a blueprint for a just society ruled by philosopher kings, those who love wisdom above power. Phaedo, a meditation on the soul, death, and immortality. Symposium, an exploration of love as a divine force seeking beauty and truth. Timaeus, a cosmological account merging science with metaphysical idealism. Central to his thought was the theory of forms, Plato's bold claim that physical reality is a shadow of true reality. The tangible world is transient. Truth lives in perfect, unchanging forms. Justice, beauty, courage. Philosophy is empowerment. What set Plato apart wasn't just intellect, it was conviction. He believed philosophy could transform society. Ideas weren't idle, they were active agents of change. He argued that justice begins within, a harmony of reason, spirit, and desire. He saw education as liberation, helping us escape ignorance and embrace knowledge. He taught that the soul's journey matters, and that true fulfillment comes from seeking the good, not merely the pleasurable. These were revolutionary ideas in an age of war and ambition. Plato's commitment to truth often placed him at odds with prevailing powers, but he never compromised. His philosophy radiated boldness and integrity, qualities that align beautifully with the themes you often use in your design work, like independence and emotional clarity. The Sicily experiment, when ideas met power. Perhaps the most telling chapter of Plato's life was his attempt to reform Dionysius, the tyrant of Syracuse. Plato believed that, under philosophical guidance, a ruler could become wise and just. It was a brave, idealistic move, but it ended badly. He was imprisoned, betrayed, and narrowly escaped death. And yet, Plato didn't retreat. He refined his beliefs. If a single ruler could not be changed, perhaps a generation could. Through education, through legacy, echoes of greatness, influence through centuries. Plato's academy lasted for nearly 900 years. His ideas seeded the minds of Augustine, Aquinas, Descartes, Kant, and even modern thinkers like Whitehead and Popper. His work forms the foundation of Western political theory, ethics and metaphysics, epistemology and logic, psychology and education. Even today, when we ask questions like, what is justice? Or what makes life meaningful? We are walking in Plato's footsteps. Conclusion: why Plato still matters. Plato's journey, from noble youth to wandering philosopher, idealist reformer to institutional founder, is a testament to the resilience of ideas. He lived through political collapse, personal loss, and philosophical battles. He turned suffering into insight, conflict into clarity. His life reminds us that one thought can change the course of history. That mindfulness, reason, and inner harmony are timeless guides, not just for philosophers, but for anyone seeking to live wisely and authentically. From the streets of ancient Athens to the halls of modern minds, Plato's voice echoes still, reminding us that true power lies not in dominance, but in the clarity of thought. His legacy is the idea